back to high school. So I was taking a environmental science class, and we talked about algae for about a week, and I thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever heard, using algae to fuel cars. When I got to KU and I took a class and Belinda visited our class, she talked about the algae at the wastewater treatment plant and what she is doing. I knew I wanted to work with her.
This would be a really typical lagoon in western Kansas. So what we'll do is sample and hopefully have enough that we can create meaningful biofuel.
As I've been working here, we've gotten the greenhouse, we've gotten the raceway ponds so we can do large-scale experiments. The end result with growing algae in the greenhouse is we get cleaner water from the algae, and then we get a concentrated algal mass to turn into biofuel.
All of my students amaze me. I will pop into the lab at random times. I'm at home and I remember something and I need to come in, and I will see students there. An undergraduate like Emily, who's been working in my lab 2 years, she knows how I like research to be conducted, and she thinks independently. At this point, I just wish I could keep them forever.
What I'm adding is an algae media, and just has nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, other things that not only help the algae grow, but mimic the composition of wastewater. And that's the key component to growing algae off of wastewater, is to see if it will remove that nitrogen and phosphorus that we don't want in the water. It starts off a light tint of green, and over time, this will just turn darker and darker. In the course of a week, it'll be really dark green. So once this algae is really dense, we will hose it into a large centrifuge, which will spin it very quickly. It'll capture the algae within, and the water will be discharged out another hose. Completely fresh water. The algae will be kind of a toothpaste consistency, and we can run tests on it, see how good of algae it is, turn it into fuel, and test those properties.
The Feedstock to Tailpipe initiative is really unique because it brings together faculty and scientists and students. With our group here at KU, we have expertise in the growth and utilizing wastewater for growing the algae, in the conversion of that biomass into higher value products, and then the utilization of the oil or the fuels that we produce in engines. So we really can understand the entire range and how it all works together.
That's one of the aspects, is trying to make a process that is low tech, that can be done maybe in rural areas. Like in western Kansas, if they have these lagoons, they could implement a process like this, growing algae, to remove that nitrogen and phosphorus. The thing I enjoy most is starting these ponds and then coming in every day, because they wouldn't be here if it weren't for me, and if I didn't feed them, that I'm making sure these algae are doing well, and they're growing up good and strong for us to make fuel.